Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, I guess, game master or lore master, game master. I don't know. I can't remember what they call it in this game today. Today we are going to be taking out actually a new something like we more recently became obsessed with, and now that we find ourselves on this fine Saturday or Sunday morning or afternoon or evening, depending where you are, down a bunch of players, we decided to take out a new game for a spin, create some characters, and see if we can't get them into some trouble. So the game that we're going to be playing around with today is Jackals Bronze Age Fantasy Role-Playing, published by Osprey Publishing or Osprey Games, and written by John Matthew DeFogio, or DeFogio? I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, JM. And with me today are two brave players who are ready to forge into a world of Bronze Age fantasy. Guys, why don't you tell us who you are, and that's really it, I guess, because we don't have characters yet. First up is Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'll be playing, well, as you just said, so we'll find out.
Nice. And with us also is Mo.
Hi, I'm Morris, and I will also be playing. To be decided.
DVD.
So, as a little bit of background for the game today, what the game is it is based on. So it has its own custom system, but the core of the system is based on the basic fantasy role or the basic role-playing system, the thing that is in Call of Cthulhu and RuneQuest and a bunch of other things. Mithras has a derivative of it. Clockwork and Chivalry has a derivative of it as well too. But what Jackals does is Jackals owes more to a derivative of it, a simplified version of BRP, which I can't remember the name of right now, but it even twists it further. So there's some neat innovations that are added to the game. We'll talk about that as we go through character generation and whatnot. The thing that's neat about these, unfortunately my camera's still backwards because I'm a dumbass, but the night you can see from the size of these all the Osprey games come in these nice kind of like digest size books, and they're not terribly long, to be honest, but they pack an enormous amount of cool ideas in them, and I think that this is my favorite one I've read. I'd read about it because the idea of a Bronze Age fantasy game was always kind of interest to me, probably because of Dark Sun influence, but the execution of it is pretty freaking cool. So why don't we talk about first, I'm just going to read what's on the back of the game so we know what we're in for here. So what the publisher tells us that the game's about. Jackals is a role-playing game of Bronze Age sword and sorcery set in the land of the Zaharets, known as the Land of Risings. Inspired by the myths, cultures, and history of the ancient Near East, and by such texts as the Iliad, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and the Old Testament, the Zaharets is rife with monstrous creatures, cruel beast folk, and the ruins of ancient civilizations that came before. Play as jackals, mighty warriors, and cunning ritualists, welcome and distrusted in equal measure by the peoples of the land, and discover the secrets of your past, stand against the forces of chaos, and make your mark upon history. So, one of the things that the name Jackals takes its name for what adventurers are called in this. More so than in other, RPGs, your characters are definitely outsiders. Like, you are not accepted by any kind of culture. Over the course of your character's adventuring career, you may become accepted by them, and you may grow to become an important part of a community. But right now, you are definitely the folks on the outside of the fire. You guys are not a welcome part of society, whether that's because you guys have thrown yourself out or whether you guys have been cast out. The setting of the Zaharets, I didn't load a map because we didn't really have time for it, but it's basically a strip of land very similar to the geography of the Middle East, or at least the eastern end of the Mediterranean, where you've got a land that is Zaharet, and there's a people there that definitely take inspiration from Semitic tribes that have they have just within the last, I think, 2 or 3 generations cast off this like basically evil, chaotic empire of beastmen that had been ruling them as slaves for a very, very long time, to the point where they actually forced them to try and give up their language and give up, like, to leave behind their traditions and whatnot. They have cast them out now, and that is one of the main cultures that kind of occupies the region. To the north, there's also a city that is a outpost of a people that is very much kind of based on classical Greek stuff. So, a martial tradition. They are called. So the Luathi are the ones that are sort of the Semitic type folks. The Melkoni are the ones that are sort of based on classical Greek city-state periods. There are the Gerwa, which are from a kind of a setting based on classical Egypt. They are an ancient civilization. They have lots of magic. They truck with spirits and so forth. But they have now that the Zaharets are free of this empire, they're starting to trickle into. The Melkoni are showing up here and finding an opportunity for them to go out and be heroes and whatnot from their city-state and explore the Zaharets. And there are the Trauj, which are kind of like the Bedouin. But the Bedouin also have a long-standing tradition of fighting the creatures of chaos. In addition to the existing, like that immediate history, there is also ancient history of different civilizations, some of which are human-based, some of which are not. And they have sort of cognates of like Atlanteans and Babylonians, or Sumerians, I guess, more accurately. And I can't remember what the other one is. But it means that the city, the region, has a great deal of history, and it's really at the cusp of the turn to a new age. So there's tons of opportunities for adventure for Jackals, and they call it I think it's the Road of War. Let's see here, and that's basically the stretch of land. Yeah, the War Road is the stretch of land along the Rising Land, or Land of Risings, and yeah, so your heroes will be from one of those cultures, and yeah, we'll talk about how we're going to make those characters as we go through. Each of the different cultures has 2 different magical traditions that it comes from as well too, which is kind of cool. That's kind of it. I mean, it is definitely its own thing. Like, there isn't, there are ways where every single one of those cultures are different, so it's not just a matter of like slightly, taking the what do you call it, the serial numbers off of existing cultures. It's also a land of great magic, like non-human creatures, spirits, and so forth. They're all believed to be actual things. Undead are a threat, so it's definitely a fantasy setting as well. So first thing we got to think of, guys, I'm looking at page 35 of the character generation. What we can do is we'll just add your characters. If you edit your note that you got there, so there's Brandon's, there's Mo's, we can just add the characters in. Unfortunately, there's not character sheets for Jackals in Roll20 yet, but hopefully we will see some soon. So the first thing is what kind of concept do you want to play? Do you want to play a warrior? Do you want to play a wily rogue? Do you want to play a sorcerer? Do you want to play a holy champion for one of the gods or goddesses? What are you thinking, guys? Because even just a broad concept to work from is a good starting point. I'll be thinking more.
I had one until I realized that Babylonians and Sumerians were in the past, and I was like, oh, there goes that.
Yeah, they're the bad guys.
Well, what was your idea?
I was thinking about doing a gender swap Enkidu from the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Sure, yeah.
But I don't. That doesn't really. I don't think it really works with.
No, I mean, if the idea is someone from the like a wild character, the Trauj are kind of like that. Like, they're the ones that are the Bedouin that have.
Okay, I guess. Like, I mean, I like it, the idea, because the story of Enkidu was like he was created to kind of like calm down Gilgamesh, and then
So
then
the thing is, you're not playing a demigod. Your characters are definitely mortal flesh. Like, the combat system is quite lethal. So if the idea is a wild outsider who's a bit distrustful or a bit unpredictable, that's a concept you can definitely run with.
Yeah.
If it's I get you.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like we could do something like somebody raised by wolves who ended up getting into some hooking up with one of the cultures, but never really totally because.
Well, there is the berserker tradition.
Yeah, you really can't.
in
So,
food.
like, the thing is still fairly grounded. So, like, you wouldn't be raised. There's no like Tarzans necessarily.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll see. Well, I mean, let's see what we can, how close we can
Yeah.
get to your idea for the character.
Well, and if nothing else, I can find something else. Some of these magic traditions might be kind
Sure.
of cool too.
Well, and what do you think, Mo? Do you have a concept in mind?
I was thinking of being a Gerwa, maybe a former military officer who's had to leave home for various reasons.
Okay. So, and Gurwa is again the kind of like Egyptian style.
Middle.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got a. And are you thinking this is someone who left in disgrace or left for a different reason, or?
I'm not totally sure. Yeah, I think there's some, because the Gerwa normally stay at home. They're quite rigid.
Yep.
Society. So he's broken away. I think probably he was blamed for some disaster.
Okay.
They've just had a civil war, I seem to remember. Maybe there was some fallout from that, and he got blamed for a unit getting killed.
Sure. So then, guys, well, it sounds like Mo knows what culture he's going to come from, or his character is going to be from Gurwa. Brandon, the Lawathi are the ones that are from the Zaharets. They have a very close association with one god who actually helped them free themselves from this empire that is called. Oh, it's got a terrific name too. It is. Barak Barad. Barak Barad is the name of the Takan Empire that had conquered the Zaharets. So that's the Lawathi. The Melkoni are those ones from the north, the sort of Greek influenced ones, and then there's the Traush, which are the desert folk. One way to maybe think of what fits best with your character too is from page 36 to 38, it has the different virtues from the different cultures, because you will get to choose one of those, and that might help figure out what you think might best fit your idea of your character.
What's the? I'm trying to find the magical traditions of the Bedouin tape. What were the Bedouin people again?
The Bedouin were the Traush.
The Traush. That's right. All right. Let's.
And the Traush, the two traditions from them. All right, let's see here.
There's the berserkers. Interesting.
Traush. Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
I'm right on.
Page 39.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Traush one are the what is that? Yatami, which are storytellers and entertainers, who their spells are. Let's see here. Oh, like knowledge and lore and stuff like that. And then there are the Alcatar, which are the vessels of hate of their ancestors. They use lots of their spells give bonuses versus the creatures of chaos.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of that. I want to be some.
Okay.
There we go. Let's do that.
So the way that spellcasters work in it as well is like you have a limited pool of skill points, and you end up having to devote some of those to skills or to spells instead. So, but that's fine. Okay, so let's see here. So we know what your things are. Maybe on your notes there, guys, write down what your cultural bonuses are. And we can come back and select your virtue afterwards, unless you know which one you'd like to take. So just write down your skill bonuses, like for the Gurwa, plus 5% to deception, plus 5% to range combat, plus 10 to healing, and plus 10% to ancient lore. And then write down what your languages are. Howls is the common tongue. Then you guys will each speak your own language as well. Okay, and then a ritualist is the spellcaster in the game. So you will be... Brandon, you'll be wanting to keep track of that.
Yeah.
there's a summary as well, too. The Alcatar are berserkers who bear the blood of giants and whose hatred for the Takan is self-destructive. All right.
I want to be a hate spitter. That sounds awesome.
Nice. All right, so let's see here. Next thing we need to do is generate your attributes. So, attributes are listed on page 40. You guys will each start, so strength, deftness, vitality, courage, wisdom, and devotion. Each of them starts at 9, although I think devotion starts at 0 unless you are a ritualist. Yeah, so Mo, if you're not playing a ritualist, you'll start at 0 for devotion. But otherwise, you guys start at 9, and then you have 17 points to distribute. And you may not begin with an attribute higher than 18. There is the option of taking corruption as well to try and boost your attributes, but because we're probably not going to get into that, let's just ignore that for now. You guys will start off at 0 corruption.
Okay, so 17 points.
17 points, and each of your stats listed on page 40. Strength, deftness, vitality, courage, wisdom, and devotion. You, Brandon, will start at 9 in each of those, and Mo, you'll start at 9 in each of them, except for devotion, which starts at 0. Graham says, you beat me to the table. Thanks, Graham. Sorry. Yeah, I wish I had taken time to have more things loaded up to show you guys. There's an enormous amount of very, very cool stuff in here. And those who know me know that I love my gnolls. And they're not called gnolls in the setting, but they very much look like that. They're super awesome. Okay. So how are our stats looking, guys? You know what? Why don't we do this? Once you have your stats selected, put them in chat. Then I'll know.
Okay.
And we can talk over what you selected.
I'm going to be a bit cheaty, and I've already got a character that's semi-built, so...
Okay.
So that's me.
All right. Strength 12. Deafness 14. Vitality 12. Courage 11. Wisdom 13. Sweet. And devotion 0, of course. All right. And how goes your selection, Brandon?
Almost there, I think.
Okay. So I think so you know what to pick on for things. Your devotion will tell you how many spell points you have to cast spells. Your wisdom will be the base number for how good you are at casting spells.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
Yeah, so you might want to make sure you got a good wisdom as well.
Alright.
Plus, you want to have a passable, because you're a berserker, you don't want to have passable other stats as well.
Oh, I'm a berserker? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's the that's what the Alcatar
tradition is.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, well, probably want to have other things, better, okay-ish other stuff.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, and I think like for we don't have a we do have a Garwa in the background there. They have the 4 cultures represented on the cover of the book as well too. The guy on the left is Trauj, and Garwa is in the background there. The woman lurking back there. Okay. And once you got your stats finished up, Brandon, go ahead and put them in chat.
One moment.
Now, one thing I think I'm going to steal from Traveler as well, too, is let's pause our character creation right now and give names to these characters. Because with I really love how you name the characters at the outset and then get to meet them over the course of the thing. So, names for the Garwa are listed on page 25, Mo.
Yep.
And for Brandon...
I saw the names.
Oh, did you pick a name already?
Yeah, I pick a name. Although I'm not really sure how it gets written down. The clan name with the first name gets written down, but whatever. I did it as...
Okay. What's your character's name?
By Ashan Moody.
By Ashan Moody. Okay, cool. What's Melconi? I'm looking at Melconi. Here we go, Troush. Sir, what is your first name? Oh, she's a woman, isn't she?
Yeah.
Baya. Okay, cool. So, let's see here. Baya.
Sorry, my math is bad. I got to figure out if I don't want to go over 17, and I keep
For sure.
going over.
Okay.
All right, I think I got it.
And Mo, do you have a name for your character as well? Mo?
Yeah, I think it's Menkahutu.
Nice. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Let's see here. It's out of... those for those listening at home, there are suggested names for each of the different cultures as well, too, which is quite nice. And I got a T in there for no reason. Oh, there's a T in there, isn't there? Man, Kutu. There you go. All right. So, and Baya has 11 strength, 10 deafness, 11 courage, 14 wisdom, 16 devotion. I think we're missing a toughness stat, aren't we?
Oh, shoot. Is there a toughness stat?
Yep.
Vitality. You're right. There is.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Darn it. more things to divide my abilities around.
2, 3, 4.
So my math was good, but I just didn't realize there was another stat.
Sure. That's 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. So vitality is at 9 then, unless you want to shift some points around.
Yeah, I'll shift some points around.
Okay.
I'll do.
All right. Let's not work ahead too, Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to go through this together.
Okay.
All right. Oh, nice. And which virtue did you select for Menkutu? Mo?
Iron Will, I think.
Cool. What does that do?
Microphone so I can talk. The Gur takes solace in the fact the world is that their gods ordained it, which can lead to them being intractable and hard-hearted. Gur Jackals can call on this virtue when they seek to apply their dogged determination to a task.
Very nice. Yeah, so the way that virtues work as well is that once per session, you can call on it to positively affect an outcome, can turn a failure into a success or a success into a critical success, depending on how the virtue applies to the role. So it's kind of a fun way of, not a narrative meta currency per se, but in a cool way that players can have agency over the characters. Or the outcome of the dice, I should say.
Needless to say, I picked an Ancient Hate.
Nice. And what does an Ancient Hate do?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds cool.
So the Troush nurse an enmity with those of the East, specifically their soldiers, the Takan, their rulers, the Moathenics, and their lords, the Rathic. Troush Jackals may call on this virtue when recalling lore, tracking, or dealing with these creatures. That's pretty cool. All right, so then with your base stats set, then we can go on to your derived stats. So your initiative is equal to your deafness score plus 1d6. And you don't pre-generate that, we roll that each time. Your melee damage bonus, what's your, let's see here, strength of 12 gives you a plus 1d4 damage. Strength of 11 does not. So no strength modifier. Your move is a number of yards equal to 10 plus your deafness divided by 3. And we always round down, I believe. So if you guys have, let's say your deafness divided by 3.
6.
Yeah. Your deafness is a 6 or?
No, that'd be my movement would be a 6.
No, 13.
10.
Because 10 plus your deafness divided by 3.
But 10 plus my deafness, yeah, that's 20 divided by 3 is 6, right? 18.
No. Sorry, it's 10, and then
yeah,
your deafness divided by 3 is added to 10.
Oh, gotcha.
No problem. Order of operations. You were right with the order of operations. Yep. Your metal equals the will to fight and your endurance. It's equal to your vitality plus your plus your courage divided by 2. And again, rounded down. So let's see here. Courage plus vitality. So Mo's got an 11 for metal, Metu does, and Baya has courage for 11. So metal of 11. Wounds represent your actual number of damage you can suffer before dying. Each wound roll, you have 3 rows of wounds, and each is your vitality divided by 2, rounded down. So 6 for Metu and 5 for Baya. Clash points, which is basically your ability to act in combat to push yourself beyond. It's a very, very cool narrative metacurrency that you use to do extra things in combat to achieve extra stunts and stuff like that. It is your deafness plus your courage divided by 5. So deafness is 10 plus courage 21, so it'll be 4 for Baya. And Mo, your clash points, deafness 14. What is Metu's courage? Oh, 11. 25, nice. So you got 5 clash points. And then Brandon, devotion points, that's your spell points basically, is equal to your devotion. I'm looking on page 41 for this. So do you guys have all that recorded now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not in the most convenient places, but it's all there.
Good. All right. So then next up, guys, on page 42, there is skill selection. Now, the nice thing with the game is if this was BRP or Call of Cthulhu or something like that, it'd be a huge pain in the ass to list all the skills, but there's not a huge amount of skills in the game. Right there. So I don't think it'll be too onerous to write down what you've got. So one of the neat things with the game is that each different category of skills, you have a different amount of skill points to distribute among those skills. So what's listed there is the starting point, and then you can calculate for your character for each of the different things how many points you are spending with for each. So your common skills for non-ritualist, so Mo, you already know it's 186 for you. 186%. You cannot raise anything higher than 75 at this point. And you can move points between different traditions, or between different things, but it's 2 for 1. So maybe a best way to do it is first spend all your points and then decide if you need to switch stuff around. So that'll take a moment or two to get that done. One thing I like about this is that they've kept, not only is it a neat idea of having the different skill points assigned to different specific types of skills, which are derived from your stats, it also has like defensive stats and martial stats separated, so you're not going to accidentally build a terrible character. Or at least it'll be harder to do that. If you guys have questions about what the skills do too, let me know, and I'm happy to tell you. One thing you would need to know, Brandon, is your rituals, because you do need to spend skill points on those rituals. They are, second year on, where are you?
Devotion test.
Okay. Here's Mutheni, that's the evil ones. Here, okay, so the Alcatar start on page 97, and there are 4 rites for them. So 98, there's the Blood of Giants, the Hateful Arrow, Breaking the Serpent's Standard, and Hate Beyond Life.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm. So what they do The hateful arrow causes basically extra damage effects from your range attacks.
So I don't have a high. I assume it's a deafness skill, so I don't have a lot of that. Breaking the serpent standards.
Which one is a deafness skill? Sorry.
Well, I'd say I don't have a lot of deafness, so being a good archer on top of that, it may not be the best fit for me.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean, but
see
you
what
can. So it's your strength plus your courage plus your deafness times 2. That's how many points you get to assign to that. And range combat already starts at a 25%.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe then.
Yeah,
Let's
like the
see
characters are fairly competent to start with too. They're not awful. And then I'm not sure what if you get a range attack bonus as a trouge from your culture is. No, unarmed combat you get a bonus.
Oh, I do. Okay. Maybe I'll.
Yeah, if you want to adjust your starting things by your culture bonuses, like the Garwa already get plus 5% to melee, to healing, plus 10 to survival and willpower. So Hateful Arrow boosts your range attack effect. Breaking the Serpent Standard makes you basically you don't have to spend clash points to react to cons.
Okay.
So when you're fighting evil creatures of chaos, you get a pretty substantial bonus for that. Blood of Giants gives you a big boost to your strength and your valor, which is kind of like in this game. Wounds are your permanent injuries. Your valor is kind of like your combat endurance. You lose your valor first, and once you lose your valor, you'll start taking actual wounds. But your valor recovers at the end of every fight, as long as you get a short rest. But the Blood of Giants, you attack the closest to ally every turn. And your final one is Hate Beyond Life. This when it's active, you automatically succeed on all willpower and endurance checks against rights from the Muatheni, the evil kind of tradition.
Huh.
At the end of 8 rounds, the Alcatar has expended all their hate. They are reduced to 0 valor, 0 wounds, and they die.
Cool.
Yes. So it's a useful thing to have as a last resort, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
Okay. That's kind of cool. I don't know. Let's go with.
So those are your magical traditions, and you've got an amount equal to your devotion times 5 to spend on magical skills, and each of them.
So I get to choose all of them.
Yeah. And each of them starts at devotion plus wisdom as your base percentage.
Okay. All right.
Now, and I don't know. Let me see how many rituals you start with. I think it's however many you want to invest in, but let me double check that. Let's see here.
Wait, so I thought these were rituals, or what am I looking at?
They are rituals, yeah.
So do I get all of them? I mean, yeah, I guess I'm confused.
I'm just double checking here. I can't remember if you get all of them or. Let's see here. How rights work. You know, it's pretty good at the description. Where's the magical traditions? Okay, let's see here. Ritual. Yeah, you have 4 starting rights. I'm assuming they're going to be adding new rights as the game is developed further. So yeah, you'll start with all 4 of those rights, and they all start at your base amount of your wisdom. What was it? Your wisdom plus your devotion.
Yeah, so 28, and then I get to add 95 to all of these, I guess. Divide them up. 95. Spread 95.
Yeah, and nothing can start. Your devotion times 5. What's your devotion?
Yep. 15, so that's what it would be.
50, it's 80. 75, isn't it?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, 75. 15 times 5 is 75.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I gotta go back to... elementary
If you have your
school,
phone
right?
handy, there is a calculator feature on there.
Well, and also not to mention a computer.
Yeah. There is no shame. I use it for calculating XP each session, so there's no shame in doing that.
Yeah.
If it helps, you know what? I could do this. Let me, because I'm doing nothing right now. Let me calculate what your skill points are for you, because I got your stats on the screen anyway. So you're, because you are a wizard, basically the points that you get from, oh no, it's actually less than that. I was gonna say it's the points from your what do you call it, your magic skills that just taken away from your common. If that's not right, you get 5 times your devotion for your magic skills.
That's what I thought. So 5 times.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So and you put 6 points into your devotion. So that means 6 times 3 is 18. Minus 186. Okay, so you have one here. I'll put in chat. This will be easier.
Okay.
Mo, I take it you've already got yours calculated?
I've done the common ones. I'm just working on the defensive and martial.
Okay. That's actually, yeah. Common skills.
General 168.
So you got 168
Yeah,
for your common skills. Let's see here. Deafness. 10 plus vitality. 11 plus courage. 11 3. Defensive skills for Baya are a total of 96. Martial skills, 11 plus courage, 11 plus deafness, 10. Okay. 64. And I am using a calculator as well, too. So, again, no shame in using.
Yeah.
Times 5, okay.
This is always the issue with percentile systems. There's a lot of multiplication and addition.
Yep.
It seems.
Yep. Okay. So there's your knowledge skills and then your urban skills. Wisdom is 13. Oopsies. 13 plus courage is 11 plus deafness 10.
Urban, please.
Okay. Alrighty. So there you go. There's your amount of skill points that you have. Ignore. Oh yeah, those are all right.
Urban. Is there somewhere she can piss away these skills on something that's...
Well, I mean, like deception, stealth, thievery, trade, any of those. If she doesn't want to spend any points on that, she can trade them 2 for 1 to go to other categories. So
okay.
If she doesn't want to start with,
that.
any points from there, and you want to have it all in magical, you could take 34 points to put in magical and have nothing in urban, and just start at the base amounts.
She might. Let's figure it out. Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
Just remember, you can't. One thing is it recommended possess 1 martial skill and 1 or 2 other specialty skills at 65% or higher. This helps ensure the Jackal's survivability and usefulness to the group. Additionally, survival is an important skill for any traveler of the War Road. And remember, no skill can be starting higher than 75.
Don't forget to add your culture bonuses in as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, where are you finding those culture bonuses again?
Page 38 for the Trouge.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that now so I don't forget about it. Thank you. Oh, there we go.
Let's see here. And that doesn't allow you to exceed the 75 just because of the order that you do your character creation. It just means that you're more likely to be better at that. So the 75% cap still applies even in spite of your skill bonuses. If that's wrong, then it's not listed in the book. Okay. So let's see here. Like if we did have a Roll20 sheet, this would go a lot faster, obviously.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Ice King says, "Oh no, magic missiles."
I will invest in arrows. So congratulations, you'll get some. There'll be some kind of missiles.
Yeah, technically there will be missiles that will have magic because of the character that Brandon is playing, Ice King. So
yeah, may not be magic.
All right, I'll hold up some more. The awesome art from the game as well too. They're also releasing in, I think in May, there is a campaign being released for it.
Wait. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Shoot, I was adding up the wrong. I was going by page 38 in the PDF and not 38 in the actual page number. So I was.
Yeah, my references will always be actual page number.
Yeah, I know, and so I was adding up the wrong skill bonuses. I'm like, oh, I'm weird for the Shroud, sure, but
yeah.
But now it's I see what my issue
Got
is
it.
here.
Perfect. Okay. Mo, how is Mech 2 coming together?
Well, I'm just doing the Marshal. How are we doing? 34 left. There, 20 in athletics. So he's got athletics 40, melee 50, ranged 50, non-combat 34.
Okay, so you heard me say that they recommend that you start with a martial skill and one other at 65, right?
Ooh, okay, let's...
It's actually in the book as well, too. Yeah, just so you're not,
That's handy that they tell you that.
It is, just so you don't have a suboptimal experience. Like, it's good. I like those kind of, like, developer notes to help you along.
I did, too. I wish some other big flagship game did more of those.
Most definitely. It's a really it's a really well-written game as well, too. Like, I think there's a couple things that are unclear, particularly with the setting, but there's a limited page count, so that is understandable. But for the game itself, there's a lot, like tons of examples, and lots of good ways that they explain what their intent is with the rules, which I like. I say they, but it's JM. It's the author.
Yeah, in that case, I've got melee 64, ranged 50.
Yeah.
And that would make my athletics 30.
Okay.
The idea is he was a chariot soldier.
Okay, yep.
So which is why he's got quite a good drive as well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and they said you should have one or two other skills at 65 as well, too. Like, trying to be a jack of all trades is not your heroes who have specific things you're good at, specific things you're bad at. You also will want a decent survival.
I've already put that up to 65.
Awesome. Yep, that makes sense. Okay.
Might even do more. Might even do 75.
Yeah,
for that.
let's change that.
Okay.
I'll take those points out of sailing.
Okay. All right. Oh, look at this too. Boy, oh boy. The art in this, the Osprey Games makes really beautiful looking RPGs too. They certainly don't skimp, and the production on it too. The covers are beautiful hardcovers, and it's stitched spine too. So like this thing's gonna outlast me.
Yeah. Nicely laced flat as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, Savage Worlds does that as well, too. A lot of the hardbacks for Savage Worlds. The soft covers don't. They're awful. But the hardcovers is really nice that they actually lay open properly. Okay, so sounds like Mech 2's strengths are going to be melee, combat, charioteering. Are there any other things you're seeing him being particularly skilled with?
Yeah.
And then for...
I don't want too much duplication, so...
Yeah, so I was thinking we talk through so that you guys can... your characters are also adventuring together, so you can feel free to, suggest a burden that you're going to share so someone else can share a different burden.
Well, he's quite influential, former officer and quite perception. And again, he's got survival up to 60 now. I don't think we're going to be sailing any boats, so that's probably a...
I don't know. It depends what Kev's got going. We can help you.
Most of my ones that involve ships start with a shipwreck anyway, so...
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So what about other for some of the other skills like lore or healing?
I was thinking about taking healing would make sense for my character.
Okay.
I do have a bonus in culturally, but and I do get
You get a
ancient
bonus
lore.
culturally?
Yeah, I do get ancient lore, which you don't normally. In lore is 10.
It's only a 5% bonus though, so it's not like it's gonna make or break.
It's 10 actually, I think. For
Oh.
no 5. Sorry.
Yeah,
What am
I can see it on the screen.
Oh.
You've already had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. On ancient lore, I think, let me double check here. I think ancient lore you actually can't raise. It's kind of like the Cthulhu mythos skill. Yeah, so ancient lore you cannot raise. Although the Garwa start at 10% because of their ancient and educated civilization.
So I can't add to this at character gen time. It's basically stuff we find. I take it from that then.
Do you mean for ancient history? Or ancient lore?
Yeah,
Yes.
ancient lore,
Yeah. Although, like, you're going to have
I can't
opportunities
spell
to between either things you'll find. Like, there's it's cool because there's two different ways that you gain experience in it. You gain experience in it the way that you do in every BRP type game, where if you use the skill successfully, you put a check mark next to it, and then when you have a chance to train in downtime, you can roll. And if you roll over the skill, you get a bunch of skill points to raise it up. If you roll below the skill, you get skill points to raise it up anyway, just not as many. So it's, or maybe I got that reversed, but in any event, it's, there's a way of like, if you want to be better at a skill, you use it in the game, but you also have advancements which allow you to just specifically target certain things. So you could, in theory, raise up your ancient lore in your downtime. Poring over ancient scrolls, talking to, you know, the madmen in the bazaar, seeking out hermits at, what do you call it, at oases, and so forth.
Skills.
Okay.
So if we don't raise these skills, we automatically, that's just our base rating, right? Like 15.
Correct.
15, okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yeah, and then again, your ancient lore will be at 0, but you can't raise that beyond that. So
I put 10 into that.
well, you can't. You cannot.
Oh, I can't?
Yeah, unless you're. Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Did you put 10 in because of your cultural thing?
No, I just figured that. Okay, never. I thought you had to pick it at character creation. All right,
Nope.
that's fine.
Ancient lore is the one thing you cannot raise at character creation because it's the Cthulhu mythos skill effectively for the game.
Oh, okay, I was thinking it was stuff you. Never mind. I thought it meant something else.
Yeah. Lore Master incident. I just realized Lore Master is the name of the GM in this. The LM. Okay.
I'll put that into.
Okay. So, okay, you got 6 wounds per level there. May 2?
Mm-hmm.
Mank 2, sorry, I keep forgetting that T. Mank 2. And Baya. Alright, wounds. 6. Wounds 5, I think, for your kid for Baya. Okay. How are we on skills, guys? Are we down to the stealthiness? Oh, yeah. Some of those urban skills, like stealth, unless she... Yeah, it's tough because all skills seem like they're... You can see how they'd be useful. Trade...
Yeah, totally.
And trade is used... And one of the things is, like, you do get to raise them, like, by using the skills in the game, you... And, you know, remember, you can alter your skill results using, once per session, your virtue, and there's other things. You'll have traits that give you a chance to roll better. Once you roll success, you get to get an experience for them during your downtime. So even if you start like a 20 or 25%, you will see your character advance skill-wise. Okay.
Endurance. Very good.
Now, there's some clever stuff that they've taken from indie games as well too. And to be honest, I mean games like 13th Age, where how traits can affect dice rolls.
Oh.
And One Ring actually too. The Virtue reminds me of the One Rings. I can't remember what they call them in it, but there's traits that you get in that allow you to just automatically get successes or buy up the quality of your success. It's pretty cool. And in the event of crashing, too, make sure you're saving your work as you go.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought
Nice.
about that.
Awesome.
Good call. All right.
Great. Okay. How's everyone looking here?
Endurance 10, so I had 35, and then I got so it's 40,
Nice. Okay.
30, 70, 70, and then I got.
We're actually going to be done Care Gen fairly soon, guys. And we'll be done before our mid-session break.
Right. Willpower 51.
It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Martial athletics. What did you, Mo? What did you put into your martial skills again?
Hang on, let me just save this and I'm done. Right, I martial. I ended up with athletics 30, melee 64, ranged 50, and unarmed combat 30.
Okay. I'll probably go a little more ranged then, and then maybe switch those around.
Okay.
Well, I think the Truge actually have the best bows, I think, actually, as well.
Do they?
I think so. That
Steal,
sounds right,
it'll steal your bow and take that.
Yeah, so I've got my skills then. So
Excellent.
culture own is 55, culture other is 20. So he just speaks really loudly.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Healing is 45, law is 30, and ancient law is 10%. Urban is deception 45, stealth is 50, thievery is 16, because stealing is a bit beneath him, and trade is 30.
Nice. Okay, so then what you can think of next is... Okay, so Brandon, where are you on skill?
I'm still taking some time on this. Hold on, I'll hopefully be done in bed.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. There's no rush at all.
Yeah.
So you got... Yeah, oh, you're just on your urban skills, aren't you?
I jumped around a little bit, so
okay.
I'm probably
Okay.
Finish defensive. I'm in martial now.
Okay. Nice. What is everyone's endurance? And it's 48. Yeah, it may not surprise you to learn that I really like that there's some cool overland travel rules in it. So it's neat too, because like your valor is or not your valor. What is it? Your valor that's set each round. Yeah, your valor is set by where your metal is at. Wait, hold on. Am I doing that wrong? I think I'm doing that wrong. 1 second. While you guys are looking that up, I am going to quickly here I set. Yes, your valor points. Valor is equal to their current metal stat times their unfilled wound rolls. Let's see here. Nice. Yeah, and as you lose your valor, valor represents your character's fighting spirit, martial prowess, and luck. This represents near misses, painful but non-life-threatening bruises, and the like. After each combat, you're assumed to take a breath, and is not wounded, you regain all your valor points. Always subtract damage from the Jackal's valor points first. But once you are out of Valor, then you start subtracting from wounds. And with how wounded you are, it affects your ability to recover Valor. Okay. Set Valor points.
Oh, stop that.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So, let's see here. Yeah, but the reason I wanted to look that up is because over travel, as you get exhausted, you lose your metal. So your metal, if you've been traveling for a very long time, you're more likely to get wounded in combat because your Valor score is less. So you get a smaller pool of like temp hit points before you actually get wounded, which is pretty awesome.
Athletics. Okay, I did that right. All right, so she might actually take a little bit of.
I wonder how much of the consistent, like, good layout, clear explanation of rules comes down to the editor for that line as well. I haven't compared editors across the different games, but I wonder if that's the person who's imposing the...
Could be. Oh, their editors are usually the unsung heroes of everything, so that would make sense.
Really, you know, like the for RPGs in particular.
Oh, yeah.
The ones who are helping to clearly communicate what is... I don't see credits for the editor. I only see the credits for the author.
20.
Okay. So, Mo, one thing to start thinking of for your character then is your traits. So, the way that traits work is that when you roll a D100 for a skill for which you have a trait, you roll 2 D10s for the ones digit, and you choose which one you want. And the reason that's important is because when you roll doubles, you either critically succeed or critically fail. So it gives you a chance to mitigate those losses. So, Mo, you're going to want to look at page 47. Mo, you listening?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 47.
Page 47 and page 48. For your general traits and cultural traits, I think you get to pick 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 2 general traits. Oh, no, here, you get to pick... if you're not a ritualist, you get 2 general traits and 2 cultural traits. That's pretty cool. And ritualists get 1 from general, 1 from the cultural.
Right, I think I'm going to take generally.
Yep.
Born under Kuma, which is for dodge.
Okay. Yep.
And honey-tongued for influence, fast talking.
Nice. Okay. So he's a bullshitter and good at getting out of the way. And for Gerwa?
I think black arrows from the south.
Yep.
And
it's a range
warrior cast
with a Gerwa bow and warrior cast. Nice for the Kopesh and
shield. Because he was effectively a military.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that was his.
Yep.
Clan. No. Yeah, effectively, he's quite rigid, so you are born into your family's profession, I think.
Yeah.
I they describe the culture as, right?
Excellent. Cool. Okay, so record those traits. Okay.
Where's the...
Now, how are skill selections going, Brandon? You have any questions?
Right now I'm just on magic. So I just need to figure out what... I'm trying to find that. This is my rituals.
Well, rituals, yours are on page... Oh, where is it here?
I ended up not switching anything from urban because I sunk a lot of points into stealth. So
I thought from the way you were describing your character, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's going to want some of the stuff in there.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So then you are looking at pages 97 of the actual book, so 97 through to 99. Nope, not to 100. 97 to 100 is the Alcatar abilities.
All right. I'm there.
All right.
There we go.
Let's see, what are your final scores like here? So it's not bad. Like, you guys are pretty decent in a bunch of different areas.
Yeah.
And these are starting characters as well, too. It's worth recalling. So they don't have a level system in here, but there is something that's kind of like that sort of measures how recognized as a hero your character is. And there are different, you'll start getting patrons and people who want you to help them out, or they want to help you out, but you'll also draw the attention of enemies, and yeah, as you gain more notoriety, and that is measured by the Kleos. It's a measure of your renown along the war road. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can start getting dreams as you get up in the Kleos. Pretty awesome. Pretty cool.
Was the magic points that we could distribute that was devotion times 4, right?
5.
5. That's
yeah.
Okay. 70, that's right, 75.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Well, hateful arrow. I think this sounds like something. Let's put that in there.
Mm-hmm. Hate Beyond Life is the one that you die at the end, so
yeah,
that one
tempting, but...
you may want to. Well, and then the thing with your cultural virtue too. Remember that your cultural virtue can convert a failure into a success. So, like, if for some reason you had a shitty score in that and you needed to really, get it off, the one you've taken. What is it? An ancient hate. You could trigger that in theory and convert a failure into a success.
It's true.
The downside being, of course,
I die.
You die at the end.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do.
And it expressly says you may not spend a fate point to save yourself. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
There's a couple other clever, like this is just as an aside, there's a couple other clever things I like about the game. Like, for instance, they expressly call out that you make one roll per scene. So, like, if you've got a skill and you're, like, say, doing a diplomacy type, action, you make one roll and then that governs the scene. And the reason they give for it is it protects players who roll well from having a roll negated, and it prevents rolls by players, which may skew the advancement process or progression and negate the cost of failure. Yeah, there are different things like your traits and your virtues and fate points that may alter that, but I like that that's sort of, this governs the scene, let's role play it now, as opposed to kind of structuring it. I like skill challenges from 4th edition for sure, but I do like that approach for this game. I've been using it actually in some of the other games, intentionally saying like, okay, one roll and then that'll govern how things go for this interaction. All right.
Okay, let's just do...
Okay.
19, I'll just do this and call it a day.
Okay.
Okay.
So next thing for you there, Baya, will be your traits. So go to page 47 of the book. You get to pick one general trait and one trait under Trouge because you are a ritualist.
47.
And what this does is it allows you to roll, when you're rolling a skill that's linked to your trait, you get to roll 2 ones digits and pick whichever one you want. So you could increase your likelihood of critical successes and avoid the critical failures.
All right. So pick a general trait and a Trouge trait. Okay.
Yep, and one Trouge trait, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
And then we'll do the character questions, and then we'll spend your money, select your gear, and then I think we're ready to beat the shit out of these characters, guys.
Yeah, let's... Okay. I will go with... For my general trait, I will go with... I'll go with... What did you take, Mel?
4.
Yeah. For your general free traits.
Oh, general. Oh, sorry. Traits. Warrior caste. Black arrows from the south.
No, those are your cultural ones. Your general ones he took were
born under Kuma.
Yep.
And honey-tongued, which is like influence. Born under Kuma is just I'm good at dodging, so I assume that's driving the chariot and like dodging in combat.
Mm.
Okay.
That's sort of I imagine how.
I will take Bearer of the Eye of Chum. The second ambushes.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
And I will. And I will take spell. Let's see. Trouge. Yeah, I kind of went away from this whole like wild woman because I would have invested more in unarmed combat if I had done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. She's still going to be pretty feral.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's go with. Survival for tracking. Takan are the bad guys, right?
Takan are your ancient enemies. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with that then.
Okay.
Heir of Ilo. Yeah. For tracking.
Heir of Elune. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, then, guys, the next thing to ask, so we'll go these one at a time, and you guys can each answer. Mo, what caused Menk to leave the comfort of his community and strike out as a jackal?
I think this was being on the wrong side of an incident in the Civil War, and he was blamed, so effectively he's been made outcast.
Yep. Okay. And what about Baya? What caused...
I think that... Oh. Yeah, I think she was... I think one day when she was younger, she got, like, stranded from her... because it's like a nomadic community.
Yep.
She got left behind or something, and she kind of had to live out in the wild on her own, and by the time she met up with them, she was kind of too feral at this point to fit in with them. So
Sure. Did she perhaps have an encounter with the Takan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that might have been what separated them to begin with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, next one is, what caused your jackal to hesitate on the war road? Or what causes your jackal to hesitate in the war road, Mo?
I think it would be maybe if it's going against his sort of cultural values. They're quite structured, so I think it would probably... The thing he probably really worried if he find out something that in his culture wasn't really applicable or was not always valid. So he's very much like, the Gerber is the right way of doing things, but he's worried that he might find things that would challenge that belief.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so he's trying to... Yeah, challenged by his cultural upbringing. What about Baya? What causes her to hesitate on the war road?
Okay, I think she... How do I put this in terms? She hesitates... The possibility of actually building a life for her that's not this. I guess I don't know how to let that really works.
So do you mean like she could self-sabotage when there are opportunities to settle down?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you meant?
That's kind of what I meant. Yeah, like there's a big part of her that, like, I think she has a deep affection for children, and like she always kind of wants to have one for herself, but like she's herself, so that would kind of hesitate if an opportunity like that actually came up.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's perfect. What a great way. Yeah, that's fantastic. So then, Mo, who helped your jackal begin their journey?
I think that maybe he had a friend in the palace who maybe tipped him off when they were coming to arrest him.
Yeah.
I would imagine this would probably been a priest or someone maybe in the intelligence side of the thing, and he just said, "Yeah, you got to get out now, otherwise you're."
Okay. Well, I mean, the priesthood is so important in Gare that maybe it was someone who wasn't part of the royal apparatus who tipped you off, like part of the church. Okay. What about Baya? Who helped her begin her journey?
Ooh, I'm gonna say, probably a random wanderer after she got stranded. I'm gonna say if there was somebody she would have died, and then somebody showed her the ropes. Didn't really want to take care of her permanently, but kind of.
Maybe another jackal.
Yeah, another jackal. It was basically another jackal.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? It could have been another Alcatar as well. Because, I mean, obviously, like, given what the Alcatar's sort of makeup is, they are ill-suited to be parents.
Oh, yeah. That's totally could have been. Yeah. That's what it was.
Very cool. So then, Mo, what is the worst possible fate you see for your character?
I think this would be his soul would be found wanting when he gets weighed.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this is the Egyptian Thoth, I think, in this world. I'm not sure what the equivalent is.
Yeah.
Here, I could look it up. But yeah, effectively, he goes to hell rather than the good place.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what about, so he's thinking of the afterlife. He's thinking of tallying up what his life will be worth at the end of it. What about Baya? What is the worst possible fate that you see for your character?
The worst possible fate would be if she was, how do I put this? If somehow in taking these on, she caused more harm than good, I guess is what I'm thinking. Like if she actually put a community at danger to take out one of her ancient enemies, that would be something that would probably be the worst fate for her.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, cool.
Because she's always away from things, and that's if it like actually imperiled that.
Sure, I love it. Yeah. Then Mo, what was the first trial your jackal encountered on the war road?
I think maybe that when he first started on the war road, he was a bit careless and he got bushwhacked by someone. Not quite. Maybe he was robbed on when he came in.
Yeah.
He maybe didn't understand the culture of these cities compared to home. He probably just miscalculated and walked down the wrong alley at the wrong time.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. What about Baya? What was the first trial that she encountered on the war road?
I'm going to say when she got stranded, she was in the desert. She was almost dying of thirst. And that was like trying to figure out how to get water. was probably the first thing that was there in the first time.
Awesome. Yeah. So hers was, that's cool. So then, I mean, both are signature parts, I think, of the setting. So that's super awesome. Next, Mo, if your character were to lay down their life for something, what would it be? What would Mektu lay his life down for?
I would imagine it would be still the pharaoh or the ruler.
Yeah. Okay. And what about Baya? What would she lay down her life for?
For the community that she secretly wishes for herself, I think she would do that.
Okay. Next is Mo. What would cause your character to retire from the life of a jackal? Would acceptance back in, like, I guess, like, if
I think maybe if he could be accepted back as a valued member of the society. I mean, quite if that's even practical.
Yeah. And
presumably, if he becomes well known or powerful, he might be able to do that.
Yeah. And what about Baya?
I think it's like what we said before. If she were able to find a chance to start a community and a life for herself somewhere.
Yep.
That would, if there was genuine something that she believed was real, she might take that.
Awesome. Then the last question is, which is more important to your character, power or wisdom?
I'm going to say wisdom, because I think he went down the power route before and he ended up on the wrong side. And he maybe wasn't wise enough to see which way the wind was blowing. So I think that's
Yep. Okay.
connected to his origin.
And what about Baya? What's more important
Power.
to her? Power?
I'm going to say power, because power kills the Khan. That's what she's going for.
Yep.
Unfortunately, wisdom is probably what would make her happier, but that's not what
Yeah, that's super cool. All right, so
Yeah.
because you guys answered those questions, what you get is 1 active advancement and 3 passive advancements. So an active advancement, they're on page 106. What you could get is you could learn, well, you've already got your rights, so you can't do that. Basically, because your skills are no higher than 75, you can add plus 10% to any one skill. That's what your your 1 active advancement. And your passive advancements are, we make a roll on the skill, and we see if you fail, we increase it by a certain amount. If you fumble, we increase it by a certain amount. So, which 3, maybe the best way to do it would be to start with the passive advancements, 3 passive advancements, then 1 active, because if you make it an active advancement, it'll be harder for you to advance your skill. So, which...
Okay.
So let's do this. I guess, like, Mo, do you have 3 skills you would like to try and advance?
I think you'd probably like to try and increase influence.
Influence, okay, so give us a percentile roll. Your influence is currently a 40. So you want to roll 41 or higher. Yep, nice. So because you failed, but you didn't critically fail, you gain 5% to that. So your influence is now 45. 2 more passive advancements. What do you want to do?
Hang on. Yeah, so
your influence is now a 45. Mo, you look confused. What are you confused about?
No, my character sheet seems to have gone a bit wonky. Let me just make a note of this separately, and
Okay.
I'll go back and do it.
So make sure you're saving as you go as well.
Yeah, I am.
Looks good to me.
Okay, it's just maybe Roll20 playing up. Right, so the other ones would be... yeah. I think maybe survival.
Survival, okay. Give us a percentile roll. 60, so that's going to be a chicory one. 61 or higher. Here we go. Oh, no. Okay, you have 1 more passive advancement. You want to try survival again, or you want to try something different?
No, I'll try lore.
Which one? Just the general lore?
The general lore. I don't think I can do it for ancient, can I?
No, can't do it for ancient. No.
I
Okay.
thought so.
Go ahead and give us a percentile roll.
Okay, that's not going to work.
13, no, unfortunately. Now you also get to add plus 10% to any one skill. So, Brandon, you have 3 passive, and you can use your rights for this as well. Which one do you want to start with?
Okay, so I'm going to use my active on, what did I have it on? Athletics.
Remember, if you're planning on spending passives on your athletics, it's better to wait until after you roll, because it's easier to fail. You only raise the skill when you fail your skill roll.
I raise the skill when I fail my skill roll. Oh, I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
we should probably use the passives first and then do the active.
Precisely, yep.
Okay. All right. So on that note, yeah, I'll try a passive on athletics, which
Okay.
I've got at 44.
Give us a percentile roll. 94,
So
nice.
So I did fail that.
Yep, so plus 5%, so your athletics is now a 49.
Okay.
Two more passives.
I will do I'll do my rights. I'll do the Breaking the Serpent's Banner.
Okay, what's that at right now?
47.
47, give us a roll. Nice. Yep.
Did that. Okay.
So that is 5 more.
So 5 more, that's 52.
Okay.
Oops, that's sorry. And
1 more.
52, and I'll do it on my Hate Beyond Life, which was 47 as well.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
There we go.
Percentile roll. If you crit fail, it's even better. No!
Oh, I failed.
Okay.
I failed.
So now you can add your active advancement. Add plus 10% to any one skill. Mo, what'd you add your 10% to?
I think melee,
Nice. Okay.
which would give me 74 in total.
Pretty good. Okay. Then with those selected guys, now you get to pick your gear. Page 50, 50.
Fuck, am I to perception? No, that'll be 45.
Okay. Awesome. So, what you begin with, all jackals begin with the following. Either linen or leather armor, a ranged weapon, a close combat weapon that's two-handed, and a dagger, or linen or leather armor, a shield, or a close combat one-handed weapon, a ranged weapon, a one-handed close combat weapon, and a dagger. I'm looking at page 50, 50 of the book. And anything that's got a cultural keyword like Gerwa or Melkoni or Trauj, you cannot start with that unless you're actually from that culture.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't need a shield. Yeah, I'm going with the
The second one?
the first one because I don't think she needs a.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Yeah.
She doesn't need a shield. It's not gonna do that.
Okay.
For some reason, what's going to be the difference between linen and leather?
Linen gives protection of 1, which is like DR, and leather gives a protection of 2. Both are soft armor, and that means that both have a same encumbrance of 1.
So there's no reason to pick linen.
Yeah, and the way encumbrance works in this is you can carry encumbrance up to your strength before you start suffering any kind of penalties. Once you're covering over that, you start losing clash points, so you're less able to fight more effectively in combat, and you also take more metal damage when you're traveling over land.
Okay, so I see no reason to pick linen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think there is.
Okay.
Ranged weapon.
An
Yeah,
example.
I'm also going to the second.
Oh, nice. So light two-handed range weapon is a Trauj bow, and it's the only one that can be used from horseback.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, you're going with which one, Mo?
The second one as well. He's taking the Kopesh and the Gerbo.
Oh, I'm
Nice.
going with the first.
Okay.
Because I don't need a shield. I'm going with the first.
Okay. So you're going, sorry, Mo, the second one, so you're getting a Kopesh shield. I'm assuming you're taking leather armor?
I'm not sure whether you get the shield. I think it's
So you get, no, you
the
can...
shield or the bow.
The shield can be replaced with a close combat weapon was one-handed, but you also get a ranged weapon, you also get a one-handed close combat weapon, and you get a dagger. The shield can be replaced with a one-handed close combat weapon.
Yeah, which is the Kopesh.
No. You also get, look, Mo, linen or leather armor, then a semicolon, then shield, bracket, or close combat weapon, end bracket, semicolon, ranged weapon, close combat weapon, and dagger. So you could have 2 close combat one-handed weapons if you'd like, or you can have your Kopesh and a shield.
I'll take javelins for the other one then, because that suits the chariot-y style.
Javelins are ranged weapons. So
Oh, sorry, they are, mate. So what other weapons have we
other
got?
one-handed weapons are like a war axe, a one-handed spear, scepters.
Oh, I'll take shield bash.
Well, then you're taking a shield. But that's a Melkoni
Ah.
thing again, too. A Melkoni shield.
Oh,
bash.
sorry, yep.
Okay.
Right, medium one-hand, leaf-bladed sword, shield bash.
Is there a reason you're not taking a shield?
No, I'll take the shield then.
Okay. Just curious. Like
Yeah,
unless
sorry,
you
it
had some reason for not taking it, that's fine. So the shield will grant you +1 protection. And you can use it for shield bash. It's just that Melkoni shields, the big like Spartan-style shields, are just more effective.
Actually,
Awesome.
I think there may be the figure of 8 archaic ones rather than the round ones. But
I mean, Mo, look at the cover button. It's right there, man.
Yeah. That's somewhat period for...
Well, again, it's a fantasy setting. This
Yeah.
is not history we're talking about here. So
Yeah, it's not strictly... is it Minoan or Mycenaean? I can't remember.
no,
They
these,
actually give you a key.
Either of
yeah,
those.
the Minoans are actually there's in one of their like
There's the
ancient
Atlantic.
lost cultures is based on the Minoans.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
Yeah.
Are there Minotaurs there?
There, it's you know what I really like is in the GM section of this, they actually tell you what the cultures are sort of based on. They do that in the Conan
I like that.
2D20 game as well too. They're like, look, you know, when we say X, it means Y in most cases. Yeah, it's really helpful for drawing for sources beyond the core book, or trying to piece together. Like I really like that. They're also clear that like, look, it's not those things. It's a fantasy world, but that is the sort of the inspiration for that culture. Okay, so then, guys, you can record your things. I think only Mech 2 has a bonus to damage, so we don't need to worry about that so much. And then you guys will also get a backpack with 2 weeks of provisions, 30 feet of rope, a water skin, and 5 torches. Because you're a ritualist, you'll also get ritualist gear, and 3d6 times 10 shekels. I love it. Jackals live and die by their gear and measure their successes in shekels. Over the course of a jackal's life, they can expect to see equipment of all qualities, as well as more shekels of silver than the average person sees in their lifetime. And shekels is the currency of the Zaharets. There are Wahalan coins used by the Takan and traders in the east, which are the black metal. And I'm assuming there's different currencies from Ger and Meloni. Cool.
So we don't get. So we do get money. Or
Yeah,
not?
3d6
Okay.
times 10 shekels.
Okay, I'll roll that. $13 shekels.
Okay. And shekels, you can see, if you do want to pick up a couple other things, on page 53, there's some other services, but SS are the shekels. CS are the copper shekels. Those equal 10 10 copper shekels make up 1 silver shekel. Yeah, so the CS is 1/10 of the cost of a silver shekel.
Well, we already get all these other equipment. Like
Yeah, and like
backpack,
if there's other things like,
boots.
yeah, like, I mean, I'm not sure you can't afford a healer's kit right now. 150 shekels.
Yeah.
Oh, though, if you want to sell your ritualist gear, that's worth 150 shekels. Yeah.
They don't give a price
I-
for reloads for bows, or are they just subsumed into this?
Let's see here.
I haven't found it.
Oh, 3d6 times 10, so I have 130 shekels. I'm pretty
Yep.
close to it.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, times 10, of course.
So I could wait. What's a healing kit? 150.
Healing kit is 150. Yeah,
I could sell my dagger.
you could. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine with swapping out.
All right, let's see how much does dagger worth. Oh, not that much. Yeah, it still wouldn't give me enough. Almost there.
Well, there's a listing for quiver on 53.
Just to have one of those.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see.
Okay, so my spear is. Wait, hold on. Never mind. That's not it. My spear is 120 shekels.
Well, are we allowed to swap money around? I could always.
I'm fine if you want to spend all your money on a healing kit. Just start with that. That's fine.
Just start, so no shekels, but I have a healing kit.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll do that.
Be busted. And I don't see anything here, Mo. Like, if you got a quiver, I assume you're tracking ammunition. But I have no earthly idea. Why don't I say it holds
a good point.
20? And just have that the cost of the quiver includes the cost of the arrows.
Oh shoot! I don't have arrows.
You got a bow, right?
Yeah, I had a bow.
Yeah, just give yourself a quiver. Quiver's 2 shekels, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a depletion die mechanic or something for arrows in this game? Or?
Say again?
Like a depletion die, you know how that system works, where it's like you don't have a number.
Oh yeah.
You roll dice.
I was just looking for that because they don't.
Yeah.
I think it is fairly nitty gritty in a lot of ways. So I think you would be tracking your individual arrows in it. Yeah, like it definitely has a heroic feel to the like combat and whatnot, but it doesn't. And it keeps track of it. Otherwise, keeps track of a lot of nitty gritty stuff like your injuries and so forth. So okay. All right. So I got difficulty modifiers. One other thing you guys have is fate points. We start an adventure with 3 fate points, and you regain 1 at the start of each session. You can also recover 1 fate point if I invoke one of your traits negatively for exceptional role-playing, for completing an act in the story, or for when you complicate the story in some way by acting in accordance with your traits. So I like that an awful lot. What you can use it for is to re-roll a failed check. You can't re-roll fumbles, though. So, haha. Yeah. You must keep the re-roll. You can re-roll damage. And then you keep the highest of the 2. You can add a narrative twist to a scene if I approve it. And you can invoke a talent that your character does not have. Independent of the skill rating. So talents are something we haven't talked about, but generally talents are things you only gain access to once you've got a skill of over 100. You can also spend a fate point to prevent death at 0 wounds, and you automatically heal to 1 and you're unconscious. Okay. Now, let's see here. Yeah, okay. Jenny Morris says healing kits are a worthwhile investment. Good to know. You can also use something called Acalana resin, a potent alchemical poultice, once per day to heal 1d6 wounds instantly. Okay. All right. So, did you guys spend your shekels, or you got your gear?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So we got everyone. We got your stuff. So the only thing, then you guys will have 3 fate points. If I'm trying to think what we can do here for. I was trying to look through my uploaded images, and like I've got stuff from way back when I was running Conan more. That is a little, at least would serve as tokens, so we can track things like your wounds or your valor in an easy way. Let me see if I can scroll further back. Come on, roll 20. Let me go. Here we go. Good lord. Okay, I think I'm getting warmer here now. Now for Mech 2, I actually have. I'm not sure if you were picturing him being more like modern day Egyptian, but I have something that is going to be more of like a Nubian kind of look for an image.
Yeah, you can do. I'd imagine he'd be from the north, not from the south. But,
sure. Yeah. So just, we can use this for. Let me just get to it. Where is it here? All right, and then and I think I might have something for. Oh, actually, here we go. It's not gonna be quite right, but there we go. How's that for a placeholder for Raya or Baya?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, let me get.
She's probably wrapped up to cover.
Yeah.
For the cover with the sand bouncing around, but yeah.
Okay. What are Baya's wounds? She's 5, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I put at the top. 5. Yep.
Okay.
I also imagine she's filed her teeth into points.
Okay, sure. So what the blue will be? So what's her metal?
Her metal is 11, if I got that right.
Okay. So then I'm gonna put her max. The blue bar will be her valor. Her maximum valor is 55, but we have to determine that at the beginning of each encounter. And let's see, so you guys have control over it. You've got that. All right, so there's Baya. The red is her. I'll put the green as her fate points. How about?
That works.
Okay. So there you go. And Mo, let me grab that one I had in mind for you. I'll see if I've got something that's... Alright. So I think if we've got something to that's going to more easily track like Valor and stuff like that and fate points, it'll be one less thing we're doing math on once I start kicking the hell out of you guys after the break.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I think our characters are all completed here, guys. So one thing I will say about the system is it is very cool how it rewards you going through that. Like, it's not 20 questions, but the type of 20 questions type thing that you do in some games, where there is an express mechanical benefit you get from going through the process. Here we go. How's that, Mo?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the hairdo would probably be a bit more of the traditional bob.
Yeah, of course.
Old and the cornrows, but yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's good for a placeholder.
So hold on. The character's name is Mink 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Sorry. Okay, there we go. What are your wounds? Oh, 6, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Everyone sees. Your metal is what?
Hang on. Oops.
I think it was 12, wasn't it?
11, I think.
Oh, it is 11 as well? Okay.
Yeah, metal. Yeah,
yeah.
11.
So your max Valor will be 66 then. And 3 fate points. So, let's see here. So you should have control over Mink 2's token as well, too. So, good. All right. Then, I guess with that in mind, guys, you know what I want to get is are your traits listed on your character sheets already?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just put a subheading so you can see it easily.
Sure. Just because I can trigger them for negative to get you fate points as well. Now, one thing I'll check and see what your max fate points are. Oh, you know what? Actually, Baya. Shoot, we need your...
Oh, it's devotion.
Yeah, your devotion.
15.
You know what? Let's just try. We're gonna have to track that separately, I guess, as you use your things. Because I don't think I can add another bar onto your token. Let's see if I can. Nope, I cannot. Yeah. Oh, you know, I got another way of doing it. What's your devotion?
15.
15? So here's what I could do for you. Is do that, and we'll just put boom, boom, boom. Your fate points are your dots there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way, and I mean, you don't have devotion points either. Make two, but boom. There we go. And I'll just get rid of that green bar for you. Okay, guys. So why don't we take our mid-session break right now? Refresh beverages and such. Then we'll come back and we'll see if we can't get your jackals into some trouble.
All right.
Sound good? Okay. So we'll be back momentarily, folks. Alright, so back first, I'll check in with chat here. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Happy weekend to everyone. Jeffrey, what's going on? Fred? Gilgamesh, absolutely. Graham, what's going on? Okay, wondering about the system. Nice, yeah. It's, Indigo, hello, hello. An RPG I'm interested in. Nice. Brian, what's going on? Ice King? We will be unleashing some, Magic missiles for you shortly. Art's badass. Totally agree. Yep, I completely agree. Anyone know anything about the game? So there is a review or summary of it online as well too, apart from us. James, what's going on? Oh, James is being very helpful already. Nice. Iwawa, what's happening? Had this arrive today. Very cool. Yeah, totally. Iwawa, it does feel very RuneQuest, but I'm hoping you'll see in the fight the skill list is a lot shorter and more focused, so it doesn't feel quite as unwieldy as I feel some of the Chaosium games are, with hyper, specialization on each skill. And the combat system is distinctly more, it is more nuanced or more tactical. I really like the combat system in this, or at least I like the way it reads. Pour myself out a glass of wine during the break for this game world. Yeah, most definitely. Excellent, Jackabaron. I already liking what I've heard about the setting. It's super... Yeah, it seems like a really, really interesting game. I'm definitely looking forward to the mega campaign coming out. Which I think is maybe called The Road of War. No, that's not right. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the author thinks a campaign would be like from it. I think it would be really very cool. It's also one of those games that a thing I like about this, in addition, like same reason I like AD&D second, and I like The Witcher, is that I feel like your characters feel like they're never, they're walking wounded. Like they're always there's an element of forward motion that of seeing the game in play, of seeing resources depleted, of seeing random encounters and stuff like that. Like it's stuff that allows for emergent play. That I love so much about those other games, and I see that in this game as well. All right, guys, so let's see here. I am... Oh, yeah, and magic items are randomly generated, which is super fucking cool. There's no dark vision, which I love, unless you use a ritual. I know people say that, relying on lack of dark vision as a storytelling tool is a crutch, but... So, I'm fine using it as a crutch. Okay. Alrighty. So, guys.
I think dark vision's a crutch sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, and I think that it just...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't... Darkness is such an easy way to communicate fear of the unknown and make it, especially if we're using a tool like this, where we're using a map and whatever with dynamic lighting, it's immersive for players in a way that... describing things. Oh, Mo is taking upon himself to have a glass of wine for us. That's great. All right. So, let's do this. Give me 1 second to just quickly say, I know there is, or I thought I remember reading, yes. Okay, so you guys have a total number of clash points of 6, right? 5, oh no. How many clash points does... only 4. Okay, so clash points of 9. So what I want to not do is accidentally throw stuff that's going to kill you. Party size reveals the number of clash points worth of creatures that the lore master should be used to build an encounter. Half this number should be make for an easy encounter. 1.5 should make it difficult. Okay. Good to know.
How many clash points are a Fang Dragon?
Exactly. All right. Now where is it here? Okay. Clash points. All right. So, guys, let me see if I've got an illustration here. So, our session will open, guys, with you guys on the War Road. Do I have anything in here for this? Oh, I do. It's kind of cool. All right. All right. It's not really important where you're coming from because you guys live, day to day, and you don't look behind you on the War Road. It's not really important where you're going because we know you're going somewhere to be able to find a way to pay for your next meal. Why do you think you guys have fallen in together?
He looked like he needed a guide. Lost in this lost land.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that we are on the way to somewhere, and that Baya actually knows the way, so we've fallen in as a small group of jackals together.
Yeah.
Is my volume okay? I just rebalanced everything.
It sounds good to me. Brandon, it sound okay to you?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
No, because I've fiddled with the
Yeah, I like that
faders.
idea.
Yeah, no, it sounds okay to me. All right, so where you find yourself is at an oasis, one of those secret oases that the Trouge keep track of for navigating the vast distances in the deserts. Mayhaps you found some, maybe you're taking a shortcut from one place to another. Maybe you are returning from some ill-fortuned venture. Whatever the case is, you are grateful to see the green eaves of the trees that line this oasis. As you approach, it's probably later in the day, so you know that the cold will be coming soon. And you know that there is going to be fresh water to retrieve your belongings. Now, 1 second here, because I want to try it out. One thing I will say about the book, too, is it's one of the nice things with its size is it's very easy to flip around in. So,
Yeah, I was a bit unsure when I got it, but then other people have said, because it's so handy, you can just put it next to something a lot easier than, say, the big.
Absolutely, yeah. And what I like I like a lot of the Paizo does those pocket editions now, and I like those an awful lot, but they're soft cover, so they don't lay open the way that this does. And I'm not worried about the pages falling out of this at some point. So we're going to make a travel check here, guys. The way that travel works in the game is, this is desert. Ooh, so it's hard. So, this is not wastes, like something that was corrupted by the Takan and the, Barak Barad, the Fallen Empire. How cool is that name, too? I just love it.
Barad.
It sounds so ancient and, Barak Barad. Okay.
Doesn't Barad mean like black or something? I feel like I know that word from somewhere.
Could very well be, yeah. I honestly don't know what what they borrowed the language from. But what I need from you guys is... so you need to make a survival roll, and the type of terrain that you're making your way through tells us how difficult it is. Difficulties in this version of a percentile game is just flat modifiers to your skill. So this is... Oh my goodness, yeah, so this is hard. Which means it's minus 50% to your roll, your survival.
Alright.
Alright, let's, hold on, what would be normal? You know what, let's say you were traveling along the plains instead. We'll make it a normal roll, and we'll see what happens to your thing. We don't need to work on hard mode just yet. So would you each kind of give me a percentile roll? You want to roll your survival or less?
I'm looking for a 60.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled...
Success?
That might be a critical success there.
No, critical success is if you're rolling doubles. Yeah. However, remember, survival, I think, for Baya, that's one of the ones 75. That her traits in, right?
Oh, it's for tracking. No, so she doesn't have basic. Yeah.
Only for tracking. Okay.
Yeah, only for tracking.
Okay. So why don't you give us a percentile roll there, please, Brandon? What is?
I did.
Oh, did you? Where's yours?
The 4.
Oh, a 4! Holy shit! Yep. So both of you guys succeeded, which is terrific. So that means you do not take any fatigue from your travels. Now. What I will say is, so if, let's say we were actually going in the other, what is your respective survival skills? I think that still would have been a success for you, Brandon.
75.
Yeah, and that would have been fail for Mo. But with a success, if you had failed, what you would have taken is 3 points of metal damage. So that's wearing down your things. And the reason that's important for combat is because it's your metal times your wounds. That's how many Valor points you start with when you're getting into scrap. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is that right? 67. Oh, okay, no. So you guys have... I'm doing one thing wrong here. Your wounds, you have 3 rows of them. So your wounds are actually 3 times... it would be... The total would be 3 times what we've listed there. So a 15... And your metal is equal to... let's see, so that's 18... 18. Alright, your metal... or your Valor is the number of unfilled wound boxes. So if you've got, or unfilled wound rows. So if you got 3 unfilled rows, your metal is 3 times your Valor is 3 times your metal. So let's see here, Mech 2, your metal is an 11. So actually your wounds would be 33 then, at most. And Brandon, yours would be, your metal is 11. Okay, so 33 as well. Sorry about that, guys. All right, and then basically what happens is that goes down. The metal will go down as you're adventuring and whatnot, or as you're being exhausted. And then your Valor, if you're suffering from wounds, you will also suffer a lower starting Valor. So, this is what I would like, as you guys are approaching this oasis, I'm assuming that you know one of the things that's important is in... And we're reconnected. Okay, so for those listening at home, sorry, we were briefly disconnected. Hey, JM's in chat too. All right, so we are back. And if I miss it too, JM, howdy. Sorry if I've got anything wrong about your game so far. My apologies. It's been pretty nice. That is a critical success. I guess one thing before we go on, because you guys each rolled a success on your survival, make sure you make a tick next to it. Make a marking of some kind, because you'll get a passive advancement when you get a chance to get downtime. Those were... And then for Brandon, so with a crit success, you get a tick on it for 1. What you can tell is that there are the tracks of 6 men who have come in, and you can tell that to this oasis, this is within the last, given what you remember the weather conditions being like for this day through the desert, it is about maybe within 3 or 4 hours. So they may have just barely beaten you here. You can picture the oasis itself is surrounded by a copse of thick thick trees and bushes and lush foliage. And the approach up here is not like just flat, desert. There's dunes and whatnot. So you guys are not likely easily spotted from the oasis itself. Your water has been depleted, and you know that the nearest oases would be a good 2-3 days travel away. So what do you guys wish to do? Now, just because there are tracks, it does not necessarily mean that... I'll give you one extra thing from critical success. What you also know, there are no beasts of burden with them.
Strange.
So,
let's refresh, linger, but let's not linger here.
What do you guys wish to do?
I think we need water, otherwise...
Yes. Of course, but... All right.
They are like human feet. They're not beast men or anything.
They are human, yep.
Yeah.
But I is confident they are human.
All right. Could we?
What are you thinking?
Is there any with all this foliage? Is there anywhere where we could possibly hide if necessary? I mean, are there bushes that are like?
Yeah, definitely. Like if you want to kind of get in there and try and reconnoiter. I will. You guys only have leather armor on, and I'll give you plus 25%.
Okay.
So plus 25% to any skill stealth check, if you'd like. I'll make it.
Sure.
Both going in together, I think.
I mean, one of you could hide behind a dune while the other reconnoiters, or you can both go in together. Your choice. Oh, Anna says hi. Hi, sweetie. Come on.
So are you better at stealthing?
I've got like a 6. What do I got? 65 or 75? Let's see. I've got a 65 in stealth.
No, I'm not
So
too
perhaps-
bad, but maybe if I wait on the edge with the bow
Sure.
Yeah.
ready, so maybe if I stealth into position to cover him as she goes in closer.
You don't need to make a roll for that. You're automatically going to be able to whatever may be lurking in there. Then, Brandon, would you kindly
That's my
give me
stealth check.
a stealth check, please, and count your skill as 25% higher.
Oh, okay. So that would so 25 plus 65. That's 90. So that does it with that.
Yep.
Yep.
So the way that contested rolls work in this, or opposed rolls as they're called, is we each roll, and then if we both succeed, it's the highest roll that wins. And an 87 is definitely the highest roll, but is still a success. So you can put a tick next to your stealth skill as well.
Okay.
So as you, why don't you tell us what it looks like as you make your way into this lush foliage and try and get yourself closer to that water.
I think she has a very Pantheran kind of look where she occasionally she's crouching and stealthing, and occasionally goes on all fours as she's walking along these bushes and keeping away from clear view from the water line.
Okay. So
Panther.
as you're making your way along, there are, I think you're so quiet that even like you can see there are birds in the trees that are nesting there. And they're not even disturbed by your passage. And you make your way to the edge, and as you're getting closer, you can hear the sound of several men speaking in howls, in the common tongue of the War Road and the Zahares. And the sort of crude jokes and the casual reference to violence tells you what you're likely to find here. I mentioned that Jackals, the name of the game, comes from what the locals call adventurers. But there is another canine name that is used to identify those who lurk outside of the communities in the Land of Risings. And those are wolves, bandits, and raiders. And as you make your way up and you look out, you can see that there is a collection of 6. There's about 2 women and 6 men, and they have a variety of different ethnicities. But the rough markings and the scars and the rough sort of cobbled together clothing tells you that these are most assuredly wolves. They have 8 horses that are sort of tied up near the actual water, and they seem to be talking about the spoils from some recent raid.
Does it sound like they made a lot of spoils?
Oh yeah. The way they're talking about things, they seem completely oblivious to you being here. And they're talking as if it has been a good spoil. So,
I'm gonna see if I can motion to.
I don't think you'd have to make your way back to him to.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, this is one of the cool things with the one roll for a scene. We're not fishing for failures. We know how you did on this, so you're easily able to sneak back to the edge. And then, what are you thinking? You guys have traveled the War Road together for a while. What are you guys thinking is the motion to get Mink to come down?
My motion, just so.
Okay.
just.
So Ming-Tu, you're keeping an eye out, and one of the things I think that you're watching for is for birds taking flight as Baya makes her way through the bushes, because that would obviously may draw the attention of whatever waits inside. But it is not surprising to you at all to see that she has made her way in and out again without apparently disturbing anything. So you look down and you can see this dirty. Or kind of like, dirty from travel, Traj, woman, gestures for you to come down. What do you do?
All right, I'll go down towards her.
Okay.
I'll still carry the bow with a string knocked in one hand.
Sure.
I assume the coppesh is sort of like over my back, because it's not something you can really draw quickly looking at the pictures.
Sure, yeah.
So I assume it has to be sort of like that.
Well, and your
unwieldy.
So is your shield over your back as well then?
Yes, I assume so.
Okay.
I assume that's over my backpack, as it were.
Okay. All right. So then, as you sneak down, why don't you give us a stealth check, too? Plus 25% to your skill.
Right, I'm on a 50, so 50 plus 25 then.
So 75. And a crit success. Incredible, because you roll doubles. So make sure you tick off or make a mark next to your stealth, because you'll get a passive advancement on that. What does it look like as Ming-Tu comes down and joins her? I mean, clearly you guys have had to be stealthy before.
Okay.
What do we see, Mo?
I should imagine he's sort of like crouching down, sort of almost on all fours, but he's crouching down, carrying the bow in one hand and just slowly moving from tree to tree.
Okay. So you're
palm tree to palm tree.
Sure. And as with Baya, you guys you pass by, there's a snake that's slowly making its way down the tree. You spare a look at it and then just push it aside, make your way up to the edge. You guys are apparently stealthy enough or sneaky enough that the wolves make no indication that they have spotted you. What do you guys wish to do? And I'm put down, we'll do this theater of the mind instead of going to a map. Let me just put some wolves down here. So, let me move that to map layer. So there are 8 of them, men, 2 women, and 6 men. What do you guys wish to do?
Baya kind of has a smile on her face and kind of looks at her bow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you question the morality of this stuff too, from what you've heard over the limited time that you've been listening in on these, all of these are murderers, for sure.
Yeah.
So they were saying they raided the village or something.
Yeah, and you're overhearing that they've raided, whether it's a caravan or a village or something like that. They've apparently hit the jackpot with it, so they're all celebrating.
Are there any prisoners there?
No prisoners. So, what do you guys wish to do?
So I'll look at Baya and say, "Should we take them?"
She's all toothy, sharp teeth smiles. I know.
So, where do you guys wish to? You can picture that there is probably about maybe like a 20-yard distance between the edge of the probably even less than that, probably about 10 between the edge of the foliage and the trees and the bushes and such, and where they're all sitting around. They're right next to the water. Their horse is a little closer to the water of the oasis, and all sitting around a fire. It's not quite dark yet, but will be soon. What are you guys thinking?
Are there any trees nearby? Maybe we could climb a tree.
Most definitely. Yep.
Okay. That might give away our position if they hear us, but...
Yep. So they seem to be armed, just so you know.
Yeah, what are they armed with?
They do have shields. Not sitting down, not readied, mind you. And I think they are armed with... Let me see what the cheapest stuff is here. Bows. Each of them have simple bows and has a stabbing sword. So you can most definitely get clamber up into a tree if you like.
Okay. Are we gonna have to make a roll or risk falling out of stealth? If we do that?
I think yeah. The roll for athletics is just going to get up there without detecting anyone spotting it. Do you both want to go in trees?
No, because I'm going to want to switch to the Kopassion shield.
Okay.
I'll
stay down.
I'll go up into a tree.
Okay.
Maybe you can jump on them if they run towards me.
Maybe. All right. So my athletics. Ooh, it's only 49, but I'll risk it.
Okay. I mean, you got fate points too if you want to re-roll.
That's true.
Okay. 33 crit success again. Holy shit.
Good.
So make sure to put a mark next to your athletics because there's a passive advancement there.
Yep.
And what does it look like as you clamber your way back up or up into one of these big palm trees and get yourself in a position to fire?
It almost looks like she's kind of springs up into it. Really, she just kind of jumps up, maybe grabs. There's like one handle she grabs, but then she like jumps up in the other. It's very cat-like.
Okay, love it. Give me a sec here. I've got. I think so you got initiative listed for the actually if JM's in JM, I'm not sure if you're still in chat. If the is the initiative listed for the enemies, is that that includes the dice bonus, right? I don't roll 1d6 plus the numbers, it's just that flat number. I think that's how it's supposed to function. For those listening at home, it's the first time we've run this game too, so my apologies for having to look stuff up, but if I look it up once, I don't have to look it up again. Okay. Let's see here. I was going to see, there's usually examples for everything as well. Okay. Let's see here, that quick time. Alrighty. Okay, so I will just treat it as such because they seem to be. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's correct for initiative. Oh, great. Okay, thanks, Jeannie. Excellent. Then I'll take that as the thing. All right, so then, guys, would you each roll 1d6 plus your initiative score?
Oh, where's our initiative scores?
Your initiative,
I don't know if I wrote
did that before. Yeah, it was one of the derived stats. Let me a sec, I can get. So, initiative is equal to your deftness. Your deftness score plus 1d6. Okay, 18 for Mink 2. And for Baya.
Oh, I get that. 6 plus. Oh, cool. 16.
16. Okay, nice. So here's one cool thing with the game too is what you guys are rolling for. It's like a lot of the Fantasy Flight games where it creates slots for the PCs to act in, and you guys decide who's acting in what slot. So I can tell you that characters on both sides roll initiative. Oh, maybe maybe I'm wrong here. I do roll 1d6 for them as well. Yeah, because it says both sides roll, so maybe I'm wrong here, but in any event. All right, so the order will be you guys have a slot, then the NPCs, then the others. Now, but you do have the benefit of an ambush, and I rolled perception for them, so they didn't detect you. One ambushing character can take one turn before the initiative roll for each failed perception check. I'll let you guys each take an action.
Okay.
Because I rolled for the group.
Well, I wanted to do my hateful arrow right.
Okay. So let's see here. So the action of casting a ritual. Let's see, what's that ritual say? All right. Here we go. Hateful arrow costs you 6 devotion points and 2 clash points. Oh, you know what? I think that, if I remember, rituals don't necessarily take your action.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can shoot and do that, I guess.
I think so. Let me double check here. Okay, action.
So what does the skill percentage do for that then, I guess?
Well, you need to... So for casting the ritual, I think that you need to cast it, and it costs you... it functions just like a skill. Should the skill succeed, you invoke the right. If it fails, you lose only half the amount of clash points and 1 devotion point.
Okay.
Now, one thing I'll point out, too, is that on... This is more for Make 2 right now, but on pages 70... page 70, and 69 and 70... you can see what you can spend your clash points on. What clash points are is sort of like, it's the flexible thing that you get to do to tweak your the results or the intended results of your actions. You can get talents that'll give you new options as well, but it's things like attack of opportunity is a spending 1 clash point. Doing things like a power attack costs you clash points as well too. It'll bump up your damage if you want to be more precise. For ranged, really all you could do... Oh, here's a cool one. Overdraw. You can spend 2 clash points to increase the damage by 1d6. And your clash points refresh at the start of your turn.
Oh, right. I see. So... Or minor actions.
Yeah, and let's see here. Okay, so...
Oh, I can do that after the roll.
I think you need to spend...
For them?
Yeah, I think you need... after. Yep, you can. It says expressly here. Applying one of the effects below after the outcome of the roll is determined. And then you can do things like spell casting. Yeah, so by spending the 2... what the clash point cost for your spell represents, Brandon, is the time you're taking up. It's taking up some of your attention for the round.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2...
So I could do that and shoot.
Yep, absolutely. Okay,
right.
So 2 clash points, 6 devotion. So mark your devotion down to 9 now, and go ahead and make your roll for a hateful arrow.
Is green? Did we decide green was devotion?
Green is devotion. That's right. Yeah.
And then clash is...
fuck yeah! And you guys have maximum valor right now. There you go.
Where's my clash is 4, so I take off 2.
Yep.
Where are we keeping track of clash again?
Clash, we don't have a way of keeping. You're just gonna have to keep it in your mind.
Okay.
4 points
That's
or
fine. I mean, it's only 4 points, and it refreshes every round, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If we were playing
So
this in person, what I'd do is I'd use tokens.
Yeah.
For it,
Totally.
and just toss them away. That's
Okay, so this is for my... I gotta check to see if that works, actually.
Yep.
Oh, check to see if that works. Okay, so that barely...
Succeeded. Okay.
Succeeded.
So then you're gonna make a tick next to that spell, or that right.
Hateful arrow.
And what does it look like as you invoke your hateful arrow?
I summon the names of the spirits of the desert. I don't know much about their religion. I didn't read much about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I summon that and I say, like, fly swift into these wolves' overwrought bellies. Like,
nice. Yep.
Yeah.
So there is and I think, like, from the way the illustrations work, that magic in this, like, there's a physical manifestation of it as well too. So there's probably like some kind of swirling, hateful kind of like energy around your
kind of like a bluish flame coming from the arrow tip, kind of thing.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you want to make an attack, you can go ahead and make your
missile or whatever, right? Whatever it was, ranged.
Okay, cool. There's also there are fighting styles. There are 3 main fighting styles in Jackals: weapon and shield, two-handed weapon, two weapon and two-handed weapons. None of you guys are in melee just yet, so we don't need to worry about that. But all right, so yes, now you can go ahead and make your attack, and you still have 2 clash points left over as well.
Okay. Oh, that'll hit.
A 2 most definitely will hit. Mark your skill as well, too, for potential passive advancement. And then I'm not making a defense for them because they are completely unaware at this point. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, so 1d10 and then 2, and then it says it does 1d4 points of damage per hit as long as the right is active. So all ranged attacks to hit cause bleeding wounds, which continue to do 1d4 points per hit as long as it's active. So
yep. So it'll be 1d10 plus 1d4, and if you wanted to do overdraw.
I also suffer 1d4 wounds per ranged attack that I make.
Interesting.
All right, that's interesting. Okay. I will do another 2 points to do the overdraw, though.
Okay.
So that's 1d6, right? I got to add?
Yep.
Okay. So 6 points total now.
6 points total so far. All right. So
and for me, I suffer 3 wounds.
Okay. And those come from your wounds, not your valor. So it'll be your red.
So that's the first track, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It says damage. I don't know what that. Oh no, wounds. You're right. So
yeah. I think Magic expressly calls on that. Okay. Then, Make 2, were you making a surprise attack as well?
Yes, I'm going to shoot, and depending on how well I do, I'm then going to do the rapid fire action, which allows me to make a second attack.
Love it.
It's interesting you can do it before. So this is the attack. My skill is... Oh, well, that'll work.
Let's see, you're 3... Sorry, I was calculating damage. It was 6, 7, 8, 9 damage in total, right? And he's bleeding? I think that's right.
Yes, I think the one Brandon hit, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Mo, that is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And if you're spending any... You had 5 clash points.
Well, I'm going to do rapid fire, but let's... Hang on, this is a Gerbo, so...
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Shuffle the book.
Sure. The Gerbo is... Let's see here.
2d6.
Nice. That's pretty great. So 2d6, and then you could spend 1 clash point to do an extra 1d6 for overdraw if you like.
Okay, yeah, let's do that, because I'll use up all the 3d6.
Yeah, sure. All right. Ooh, 10. And then go ahead and... Oh, yeah, that includes the overdraw. All right, and then you got your second shot.
So that's 1 point used. And then...
Oh, hold on.
I'm curious.
Yeah, that's a hit. So I've used 3 clash points, and I've got my character sheet. I might have enough to do this, to do the extra... Yeah, I've got 5 clash, so I'll do another d6 of damage, so that's another...
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I'm picking individual targets, so it's not on the same guy.
Oh, you're trying to spread some pain around? Okay.
That's 3d6.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Hey.
So I'm picking off the outliers, as it were.
Yep. Okay, let me get... All right. You had a question there, Brandon?
Yeah, how would you read this? Because I'm reading... Because I said all ranged attacks that hit cause bleeding wounds, which continue to deal 1d4 points of damage per hit as long as this right is active.
Yeah.
So my right is active, but are you going to take that as like after the first hit, like every round thereafter that they do the 1d4? Because that's how I first read it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have to spend the points each round though to keep it active? I wonder.
No, I have to make a success. If I make a successful will check my next round, it goes away, which is actually kind of interesting.
The spell goes away?
Yeah, it says continues until the player performs a successful willpower check at the end of their turn. The right that ceases at the end of the following turn.
Okay.
So I assume that's mandatory that I have to make these willpower checks.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it doesn't have a duration listed for it. So
No, that's just So
Yeah.
the duration is I have to keep making these checks, and I hope I fail. I
that
guess.
is a cool risk-reward mechanic.
Yeah. Well, also I don't get to use. I can't really defend much when I have this active.
Yeah.
That's the other part of it.
Oh, I do have... Hold on, they have armor.
I think I'm in a tree.
Okay.
I'm kind of assuming I'm standing sort of quite near the tree.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm assuming you guys are trying to have cover as well, too. Okay, so then, guys, that brings us, I think, to the end of your ambush round, guys. We're on to our regular round, so one of you will have an action first, then it'll be the wolves, and then it'll be one of the other guys. So who wants to go first?
I still need to make my willpower check.
Isn't that...
The one that I told you about.
Is it at the end of your round you do it?
The end of the they performs a successful at the end of their turn. So yeah, I should.
Oh yeah. So go ahead, make a willpower check.
Okay, so that's what's my willpower? It is
51.
51. So that would have succeeded. So it's going to go away then. I guess.
You could spend a fate point to re-roll and take the second roll.
Fail. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll take the fate point and re-roll it.
Okay.
Fail.
Yeah.
Succeeded again. Darn, I'm going to be succeeding.
All right. So one of these wolves is down. All right.
But it says it goes on to the end of my next turn. So like if they're going to bleed this turn, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. So what I'm checking is just to see if. Okay. So yeah. All right. Then, guys. So that is the end of our ambush round here. We're on to the regular round. Who would like to go first? One of the things I'm going to be doing is making rolls for perception for these guys to try and spot you. So
are we going in our initiative order? Because I think I won.
Well, again, Mo, you got to listen to what we're saying here, bud. The way that it works is that you guys roll to set slots, and you guys get to decide when you guys are like who's acting in those slots.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So we roll again.
No.
I think
you don't
it's
re-roll.
set for the combat. Okay, can I go first and try and shoot some more?
No, let me just. I'm double checking here to see if it's. I'm not sure if. Yeah, so it's just each round when an appropriate slot comes up, the side gets to decide who acts then. I like that an awful lot. That's what you do in Star Wars and in Warhammer Fantasy 3rd. All right, so who'd like to go first then? Mech2, and here's the advantage. The person who goes first, they won't be able to defend against because they have not, they're still like trying to figure out where the hell you guys are.
So our clash points reset after the ambush round.
Yes. So you're, well, no, the clash points reset on your turn.
So I'm back to my max now.
Well, if you go, okay, Mo, stop reading. Just listen to what I'm asking. Who wants to take the first initiative slot? Is it going to be Mech2 or is it going to be Baya? Because whoever does, the first thing they do, okay, so Mech2, then now your clash points refresh. And now you get to make your actions, and they will not be able to defend against it because they have not figured out where you guys are just yet.
Right, again, I'm shooting at the same guy I shot before.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one on the list.
Yep. Oh, critical hit. If that's a success, that's a crit.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, 66. Hang on, no, I think that might not be. Ranged is 50.
No.
Sorry.
That's a fumble.
Okay, well, how does that work then? That's a good learning opportunity for us all.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Trace of a...
There's a huge crack as my string breaks.
I think they automatically know where you are. All the wolves know precisely where you are now.
So they don't know where I am.
They don't know where you are. No, they do not. But Nectar, you still have your clash points. You still have 5 clash points if you want to do anything with them. I will point out that defending does cost clash point.
So they're about 20 yards, 20, 30 yards away, weren't they? We'd snuck up to there.
Yep. So interestingly, one of the reasons they're called clash points is because if you want to spend a clash point to defend, it turns an unopposed roll into a clash. So it's not like in some D20 or D100 games where you're just always rolling, defense every time. You have to have the clash points. So superior opponents can kick the shit out of lesser opponents if they get to make multiple attacks. What are you doing, Mech 2?
I think I'm going to spend a clash point to switch weapons.
Okay.
Because if they're running at me, I then want to make a clash point to make it an opposed roll when they try and hit me.
Absolutely.
Which is clash with a melee attack. So that's I've used 2 points then.
Okay.
That's changing weapons.
Okay.
And clash with a melee attack. So put the both one side.
Okay.
Got out the Coppish. Actually, no. I'll get the shield and the Coppish out, so that's 3 points I've spent.
All right, so you spent 3 points, you still have 2, which means you could defend twice in clashes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this then, guys. The wolves go next. One of the neat things they do in the game, too, is there's a list of kind of like random actions they'll take, too. So if you kind of keeps it lively. Okay, so the wolf nearest the target... Interesting. Okay, so one of them is going to start... it's a move it can get to you. So, give me a D4 roll. Oh, the spell ended, right?
No, it ends at the end of the next round.
Oh, okay, give me a D4 roll then, Brandon, because that one that's bleeding will take damage.
4.
Nice. Okay. All right, then. That's the one that's running towards Mech 2. And Mech 2, this is going to be a clash then if you want. Do you want to defend here?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's one
now,
point
hold on.
I've used.
I think you get to decide... Let's see here. Let me figure out whether I need to roll first. Let's see. So we have to... what you have to tell me is whether you want to oppose it first. Because we roll simultaneously. So this guy is running forward with its sword.
In that case, I will oppose. So
okay.
That's,
all right. So I rolled fail. So go ahead and make your roll.
So this is my melee? Or...
No, you roll one of your defensive skills.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Common defense dodge. I think dodge then?
Let's see here. So I wonder if by spending a clash point... No, it becomes an opposed roll, so you can use melee. Dodge is used to oppose a range attack.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Right, so my melee is 74.
Yeah, so go ahead and make your roll.
Which is a success.
Success, nice. All right, so it's not a crit, but it is success. Now, do you have a trait that allows you to roll an extra dice? Isn't that one of your traits?
I've got the
so roll
warrior cast, which is Coppish. So it is another. Is it a D10? Is it?
D10, yeah, and then you can swap that out for the 5, or for the 1 rather. So go roll D10. Okay, so yeah, not a crit. All right, so then what? She failed. Ooh, now this is... Player is a success. You actually get to inflict damage now. In a clash. Yeah, that's
cool.
That is super cool. That really speeds up combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. Kopesh is what, 1d8 plus 1d4, I think?
Heavy one-handed. 2d8. Right, heavy one-handed is 1d10.
Oh, nice.
1d10.
Yep.
Plus 1d4 because I'm strong.
Yep. All right, so 5. So 7.
points.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Alrighty. He's going to try and attack again. So do you want to turn this into a clash as well?
Yep. And that's my last clash point, so yep.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and make your roll. I got a failure. Oh, you got a failure too. So neither. Dashes back. Alrighty. Then, let's see here. We got... one is retreating. And then one is going to run in. So one is retreating. I'll put him at the bottom here. The one is running in. You cannot clash, right?
Yep.
Okay. I did get a hit. Which means you take 1d10 plus 1d6. 12 points of Valor. So your Valor is currently... It's your blue bar there, Mo. Your Valor is currently a 33. Why is that not updating? What's going on here?
Oh,
here we go.
well, mine's down as
There we go.
33, so...
Okay, so I take 12. All right, so he swings in at you. The others... All right, are going to... I think we're going to ready actions for once you're out of melee. Like 4, and then I think there's going to be 2 that are going to try and spot. Nope. Nope. All right, so they can't figure out where Baya is. Then it's Baya's turn. What are you doing, Baya?
Okay. Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna try to recast my hateful arrow again.
Okay.
So that's 2 clash and 6 devotion again.
Okay.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
Get that started up again. Then I'm gonna take a melee shot at. Let's try
Range shot, you mean?
a range shot. Yeah. Melee shot.
Are we really throwing swords again, Brandon? Is that what it's come to?
Might be. Are they all engaged with Mech 2? Mech 2 at
No,
this
no,
point?
they are...
I don't want to hit him. I don't know how friendly fire works in this
2
game.
of them are engaged with him. There's a bunch who are getting like arrows or getting their bows ready. Only 2 of them have gone in. One of them is retreated to the horses. So there's like 5 guys who are men and women who are getting archers together. Those are the ones that are right here. These guys are all kind of making a defensive line near the fire. 2 of them ran in to fight with Mech 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit one of those at the get it by the fire with getting their archers.
Yep. Go ahead.
Alright, so then I will do D100. That should hit.
That is hit. Excellent. Go ahead and roll
That's a
damage.
hit.
Remember, you can spend clash points to augment the damage if you choose.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that since I can't spend clash points for much else with the spell on.
Okay.
But 9.
Nice.
And then that's my clash points.
Okay. So that's
14,
14.
and then that
D4.
person's bleeding.
You also do D4 extra damage with it too.
Well, yeah, we didn't do that. Okay, well, if that's for the reading we're making now. We didn't do that last time. But
Yeah. You get 2 points back there, Mo, for protection.
I've got a shield as well.
Alright.
Does that
Oh,
stack?
Yep. So 3 points back. Nice.
There's my D4. There's my D4 damage.
So that is 15 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So that actually brings you down to there.
And then I take let's see, what do I take for?
1d4?
I take 4 wounds. And jeez.
All
I gotta
right.
be careful with this.
Now let's see here.
Baya, stop bleeding and come and help me. Yeah, I'm actually the blood sort of dripping down.
Too strong.
Thanks. All right. So that's the end of the round, guys. Top of the round is top of the round is either of you two. Who wants to go first? We'll do one
Can I
more
fly
round, then we'll call it a
first?
session because I think we're at quit time right now.
Yeah, I'm going to then melee attack the weaker of the 2.
Okay, so you're going to go first. So Mektu, your clash points refresh.
Hey Kev, that one I hit is bleeding too, so they're gonna get wounded no matter what next
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Right. Oh, and you make your wisdom or your willpower check too.
Oh, my willpower check. That's right.
Yep. Baya.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yay, failed.
Okay, then Mech2, what are you doing? They have no clash points right now because they were throwing their attacks at you.
Kill them all. Kill them.
Mo? Mo?
Yep, I'm just
turn,
going to hit him.
You go first. Kill them all.
Why don't we worry about the attack roll first, Mo? Because you can't spend clash points if you miss.
Oh, sure.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll. I can't defend against these. Ooh, I think it's a miss, isn't it?
Can I fate point that?
Absolutely, yep. So spend one of your fate points. And come on. 41 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, roll your d10 as well. Remember, you might be able to get a crit success. If you get a 4. Nice crit! Sweet! Alright, so the crit does maximum damage and ignores protection. And you gain a fate point if they survive. So what's the maximum you could do with this? After you spend clash points on stuff.
It would be... Cheat sheet built for this.
So it's 10 for your thing, plus 1d4 for your strength. That's 14. How many
14.
How many clash points are you spending?
Well, I'm going to spend 2 to do the attack on the guy next to me at half damage.
Okay, well, it's for this one, Mo. Are you doing a power attack or not?
Yes.
Okay, so then how many clash points are you spending?
2.
2. Give us a 2d... 2 is what it costs for power attack. So give us a 1d6 roll. Let's see if you can...
It's 3 points.
3 points. All right. So you bring, having narrowly missed this stab from this rusty old sword, you batter his shield to the, or his weapon to the side, bury your Kopesh into one of them. Then what I'm going to do, guys, is... Or first, go ahead and... Mo, you still have... if you're spending... You said 2 points to make another attack?
I can only do one of the improved actions, so I can't do the sweeping arc to hit the other guy. I just have to do the power attack.
Oh, well, why can't you do that?
Well, they may apply one of the following effects each round by spending the indicated number of clash points. It's after the...
Okay, maybe you're only... Okay.
Yeah, you can only do one of them, unfortunately, otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, because that actually forces you to have some defenses then, too. So that's not necessarily bad. All right, great. Are there any other actions you've taken?
I will dodge... I will clash with a melee attack.
Well, you have to wait till they attack you to do that.
No, in that case, I will save the points for that. I don't think there's anything else I can...
All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is actually, because we're at our quit time, I'm going to make... one thing I do like about this game, too, is there is morale in it. Now, normally you have to wait until you've got them down to 50%, but I think that this terrifying or Gary warrior suddenly arriving out and arrows coming from nowhere that seem to have a supernatural quality to them will be enough to trigger a willpower defense roll for them. Run! And to be honest, I succeeded on a crit success, but I'm going to say I failed. Because that's where we'll bring an end to our session. We're out of time. So, guys, with these ones fleeing from you. Actually, Mech2, you can spend a clash point to make a basic attack of opportunity. As this one is fleeing from you.
Do it. Stab it.
Hit.
Okay. Let's see.
9 points as he runs away.
Okay. Let's see here. Is it called a free strike in here? I'm just trying to remember what the... Oh yeah, make a free attack. Okay, so that is a hit. I have a melee point. I'm going to try and defend. Nope, I failed my defense, so 9 points of damage. Nice. Ah! Cut into him as he's fleeing away. But they race to their horses. They leap on and go fleeing off into the ever-darkening night. And guys, this will bring our character creation and first fight with Jackals to an end. So, one thing I'm thinking of immediately is while the spending of clash points, it took us a little bit of time to look things up and whatnot. I think even more so than like momentum in Conan or the action points or whatever they're called in stunt points in D20 Modern, I think it would go even faster in this because you're just going to have certain maneuvers you're probably going to use more often than others.
Yeah, I think if you had like a quick cheat sheet, you could probably fit it on two sides of, or even one side of a piece of paper.
They're also pretty easy to remember. Like, there's multiple attacks, more damage, or more accurate. Like that's, or attack more than one thing. Like that's kind of what the options are for the improved action, and then doing other things. Just, I imagine that's going to be fairly intuitive after time as well. So, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think?
I'd like to see more.
Yeah,
of it. I found the trade-offs with my character's magical abilities are kind of wild. I don't know. I like magic that works like this.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Where you're risk hurting yourself to do it. So.
Yeah. Well, and then the cool thing with the big bucket of valor that you guys have, it would take a while for me to actually get to injuring you, so you can fight big dangerous things without worrying about your character being annihilated, right?
Unless you're me. You're casting. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah, unless you're wound. Yeah, because that means that you're down into your second row now, Baya, which means that next time you'd be checking to see unless you healed, when you're checking to see what your valor would be, it would be 2 times your metal. So your metal, 2 times your metal, your valor would only be 22 instead of 33.
Yeah, I think I'm just into my second row as well.
No,
I've got
valor,
6 per...
valor doesn't work that way.
Oh.
Remember, you haven't taken...
valor rather than...
No, you're a badass melee warrior. You're not getting hurt at all yet. We did forget about the protection as well, too, because that would have had an effect on it. This is I think that would have counted as a fairly difficult encounter as well, too.
People.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and they have a lot of things. I think, though, at the end, like, when you guys... if you got into melee, though, I really like that victory goes to whoever rolls higher. As soon as it's a clash, whether it's your turn or not, that really speeds things up. So there's not that frustrating attrition of, like... Okay, we both hit, and no one takes damage. Oh, we both hit. You hit me, I parry. You hit me, and I parry. Because like GURPS and Warhammer Fantasy in the earlier editions, and basic role playing, you've got that problem of constantly like nothing happening on a round per round basis until someone fucks up. And however realistic that might be, it's kind of tedious to sit and roll again and again. Cool. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think that. Again, I would have made knowing how much it would have taken to get the bandits down. I definitely would have used less of them. I would have been sufficient having 4 of them. Instead of having the 8 that was there. But that is something easy to adjust. So cool. All right. So with that, we'll bring our first time with Jackals to an end. So for everyone listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for Jackals. I will put a link in the description of the video too to the Osprey Games site, so you can snag copies of this. You can also get it through Amazon as well too. Osprey's got some kind of deal with Amazon, so you can get it from them. But you have to get the PDF copy from Osprey directly.
I think they got a deal for you get 2 of them for a discount. I think
you also last week at the time of recording, either last week or the week before, they just came to drive-thru. A bunch of the Osprey stuff came to drive-thru, so you can get it through drive-thru RPG as well. Anyway, when I got mine, I could only get it from there. So, anyway, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the character generation, the session we played, or the game, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can reach me by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com and on Twitter at dungeonmusings. You can also find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we are all active there. We have channels dedicated to this campaign, every other campaign. I mean, it's not a campaign, but this game, every other game we run on the channel, and this would fall under our assorted games channel as well. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits SOS Children's Villages International, a really terrific organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. And from now until April 1st, for every $25 that you donate, you get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other prizes in our first charity raffle for the year. The grand prize for the charity raffle is a copy of Beadle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden box set. I've been describing it as a crate set more accurately. It's an amazing product. It was $500 US at retail when it was available. Beadle and Grimm have donated a copy to us to have as our grand prize for the raffle. It's got an incredible amount of material in it, including huge maps, miniatures, a bunch of handouts, extra encounters, in-world artifacts, plus the full adventure. It's just a terrific product. And if you don't win that, you still can win a silver edition of the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden box set from them. It's very, very cool as well, too. Just, it doesn't have quite the amount of bells and whistles that the crate set does. There's also a copy of Son of Oak Studios' City of Mist starter set. There's also a chainmail dice bag made by one of our resident players, a tray, a wooden dice tray made by one of our other players, a bunch of great stuff from the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop, including some t-shirts and posters and some other great things like t-shirt or mugs and masks. And you also have a chance to win some cool zines from our buddy Jason Hobbs. So lots of great prizes, lots of great opportunities to win, and also you get to have a say in the charity sessions. From now until April 1st, you still can keep voting for what dark fantasy game that we're going to play at our next charity session. The ones that are available right now are The Witcher, Shadow the Demon Lord, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, and Symbaroum. So if you want to vote for that, be sure to go over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and vote there. So it gives you a bunch of chances to win some great gaming stuff, to participate in what we're doing on the channel, and a chance to help out kids who could really use some help. So hopefully all positive stuff on your side. Speaking of positive stuff, I want to say a huge thank you to Brandon and Mo. So this morning when we found ourselves down, we ran through a bunch of options, and Mo was the one who reminded me that both of us had picked up physical copies of Jackals. So Mo, thank you. Both of you, thank you so much for playing today. Thanks for making such interesting characters. And Mo, thanks for reminding me that I really wanted to give this game a try too. So thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we will bring things to a close. So for everyone who joined us for this session now or otherwise, if you are joining during the current crisis, we hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think of the troubles that our newfound jackals are getting into in the land of risings. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.